So, I'm walking a few blocks and checking out the neighborhood, going to the reservoir at Highland Park. And a lot of this structure was actually built in 1889. It's a beautiful place with flowers, fountains, just awesome little city park. In the midst of the bustling city, it's very nice to be able to walk a few blocks and get to a place that's more isolated and a throwback to an easier time. And it's just nice checking this out, including the drinking water reservoir. Now, you can't fish here. It's a federal offense if you do, but I did notice a few fish swimming around in there. Probably carryovers from the river and Carnegie Lake, fish eggs being stuck on the legs of ducks that do swim in here pretty frequently. And if only. But don't fish here. Seriously, there are cameras everywhere and they will prosecute. But just imagine. So why come to a very isolated place? Well, I want to talk about something that was in the news. Aliens. They're real now. My opinion, that's ludicrous and stupid. I mean, nah, you can't convince me that that really exists. It's just ridiculous. Hi, my name's Jake. I play saxophone, tour around the country, occasionally play bass, occasionally make and sell some music, and what's that other thing? Oh yeah, I also really love fishing. So, I had some unfinished business in Elizabeth. Last time I was here, I noticed a large population of gar, so that's primarily what I wanted to target today. My buddy Greg from Twitch is actually here. Check out his channel on Kitchen View. He actually live streamed a good portion of what we did during the first day here. And he was down in Elizabeth and caught this lovely bass right before I showed up. Now, Greg has a preferred spot on the opposite end of the riverfront park, and it takes a little walking to get there, but ideally, this is a spot where a lot of barges are parked. And fish in the summertime love barges. Deep water, it's shady, it's a great little ecosystem for them to thrive. And once we got there, we realized that there was a problem.
We should have stayed where we were.
No, there's room.
Yeah.
That shelf is right there, so it's going to be tricky to get.
You can even go around the corner in front of the barge there.
Ton of minnow right here.
Park one that's fucking far inwards.
There's room. I can deal with that. Either there or what's on the opposite side.
Yeah, we could go down the end of the bar, but shelf out a little further. First I've seen it.
Yeah, they parked it right up to the shore.
You sure it's not a boot? I'm surprised they could do that. Usually that one that's out there is as far out as I see them.
Got this little water tributary here.
This is coming from Peters Creek.
I left my glasses in the car.
I lost mine.
Now there's activity.
Yeah, I guess we can fish it here. Usually over this way I get all them rock glasses.
That'll work. It's still going to be dropping off pretty close.
It drops off like right after where you see them weeds, it drops deep.
Right.
A little bummed though. I love that spot over there. Same spot, I guess, right?
Oh, sh**.
Oh my god, yeah.
I left those hot dogs up there.
I got some.
Ah, you dumb. How in the hell did I do that? Had them in a bag.
I don't know how the hell they fucking let that thing in there.
I mean, it's all stony, so getting it out is just a matter of a tugboat, but
I'd bet got a lot of power too.
so let me catch my dumbass moment of the day. So Greg originally had minnow. He had an unfortunate little mishap with the ski-doo. Came real close to him under the bridge and knocked the minnow right down into the water. Dumped it over, they all swam free. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. I got some hot dogs, Kool-Aid, and bathtub douche in order to basically use it as a gar catch. Or teeth bite into that and you pull them in like that. Load up everything. We walked about a quarter of a mile down. For one, our open spot right there, they have the bar right up to the shore, so trying to get under there is pretty tricky. For two, I left the hot dogs, Kool-Aid and douche in my car. So we're off to a good start. Greg saves the day by bringing hot dogs.
Hot dogs!
I did bring water though. And off, which is the first order of operations since we went through like...
Look at this app called Fish Brain.
Oh yeah, yeah. Streaming from your pocket.
Streaming the life inside my body. It sound like I'm sitting there. I forgot the notification sound for that app.
Okay.
The clicking of a wheel or a light alert. I'm sitting there just whatever, fucking chilling. All of a sudden I'm hearing click, 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 click. I jumped up.
Oh, is your camera on?
No, I was trying.
Yeah, let me help you out with that.
I saw the power button, but I don't know if I
That's one for the external battery.
Oh.
That's two. And you're live.
Bam.
If it beeps on you, it means the SD card's out. I got extras on me.
Alright.
That should last a good 2.5 hours though.
This might actually not be bad. It
Yeah,
kind of looks
look at
like
all
a
that.
nice, kind of looks like a positive spot. don't know. I was so mad when I saw that minnow bucket on the fucking side. That guy was staring right at me too while he was dry. He knew he was being a dickhead.
Oh yeah, they are. Like I said, man, there's a superpower for that. See, deep in the hearts of every fisherman is a superpower we all wish we had. It took me years to develop it, but I finally honed in on this. Check this out.
I was like, dude, really? What?
This would all be solved if we brought back the art of doling.
Wait, right. When I put my arms out, like, what the hell, dude? He slid it down.
That's cool.
But still.
Our voices are just, I don't know if the camera will pick up on that, but it's hitting the barges and just coming right back to us.
Right.
That's crazy.
Echo, echo. Yeah. Too bad we ain't got some worms or something.
Don't know if you caught the one I went out last week, the Beaver River.
Yeah.
Caught a 13-pound carp just right off the shore.
Yeah, I seen it, yeah. That was a nice one. Apparently I'm top water fishing. I was counting on them minnows to catch us some, maybe some smaller bass that we could use for flathead, but...
Yeah. Oh, the flatheads will go after the minnow.
That one I caught while I was over there, though, it was 12 inches long. I wasn't using that for bait. I let him go.
Yeah, there's a lot of activity.
Yeah, I really like this area, this spot right along here. I love the way the barges break up the flow of the water, and
yeah, it's like a little lake, inlet lake.
Good bit of fauna going on.
Get rid of all this crud on my handle.
Usually where this barge is, I'll watch the clouds of minnows going back up and down, and I'll know which direction to be throwing my lure based on their travel.
There's not much flow to worry about here, which is good.
I tell you what, this seaweed really has grown in since last week.
Oh yeah, this heat and the sun. It's a good combination for the bait fish.
Oh yeah.
There's bait fish.
I see them out there.
There's bait fish. There's bigger fish following them.
Might have to jig in them weeds instead of running a crankbait though.
So I got a 4/0 on there and the mosquito circle on here. I think I'll leave them like that. It's kind of fun pulling in a big catfish on a tiny hook.
Yeah, yeah.
So the trick behind this is you don't want to use expensive hot dogs. All beef, they actually have less interest in. These are chicken and pork?
Yes.
goes to reason they like chicken liver. So they like chicken in their hot dogs too. The cheaper ones have sulfites in them. They seem to be drawn to that.
The scent of them. I think the beef ones just don't have enough scent.
Yeah. It's all the additives and everything to make it taste like meat, just floating out. They dig that. Because like humans, fish have terrible eating habits as well.
Just the other side. Twice on my way here, once on the bus and once while waiting for the bus. You going fishing? Nah, I just
not at
look
all.
cool carrying all this around.
Yeah. Carry fishing rods around just as a fashion statement.
Chicks dig it.
Oh yeah. Chicks especially. Nothing like me seeing a guy just carrying fishing equipment. Big plants. Big plants. Get all excited like all the bass channels. Like, big plant, big plant. Yeah, brah. Yeah. Let's go. The faux excitement always cracks me up though.
Right.
It's like, yeah. Dude, it's like a 2-pound bass. Yeah. I don't know. You guys leave a comment down below. Do you want me to act more like an idiot whenever I'm out here? Will that attract your viewership? I could do it.
Right.
I'm a professional idiot.
I had one on and he spit it. Felt like a little guy, but I didn't feel him hit it. There we go. I got a little guy. Yep. Bait. Freaking monster, gotta be 2, maybe 3 grams. Ugh. Roar. Yeah, I figured I'd move a little, try a little ground down that way. Ow! For sure.
Holy crap. Oh, that's a turtle. That's what I've been seeing. He saw me. Ran like a bat out of hell.
So Greg and I stayed on the north side of the river until sunset, and the idea was we were going to Elizabeth Riverfront Park afterwards since it's fully lighted for night fishing. Only issue being, there was a festival going on of some sort. There were about 300 people on that little pier. Well, at least we got to put Greg's bait fish back.
We got Christmas in July. It might work great out.
Yeah.
I don't like Christmas in December. Whoa, this triggers my fear heights a little. See any carp swimming around down
I see nothing. It's pretty shallow.
there? Yeah, it is. All right, buddy, you're going for a trip.
You gotta see him hit the water and dart off.
But at least you're going home, buddy. Now, don't poke me. I'm trying to save you. See ya. He no sooner hit the water than he was off.
Yep.
Greg's old English aside, this was pretty anticlimactic. So let's redo this bait fish release. Yeah, that's better.
Later.
All right, so it's a few days later. Greg couldn't make it out tonight, but we're hitting the riverfront park in Elizabeth again, which I just realized is actually just a paved over barge, which is kind of cool. We're targeting gar. It just poured down rain about a half hour ago, so water levels are up. Water levels are aerated, which is good. Fish are a little bit more active and livelier. So primarily I'm setting guard traps. Basically, well, I'll show you in a minute, but that's our primary target. We might pick up some catfish along the way, so we'll see what happens.
So the theory here is that the long-nosed gar will actually bite into this netting, and the teeth are extremely sharp, needle-like. They're pretty clumsy attackers. They're interesting in that they'll go after both baits, both live lures, and feed like a catfish from the bottom as well. The one that I caught previously was off of a hot dog, and it was a rare exception where it took a 3/0 circle hook right into the bottom of the mouth, and I was able to pull it in like that. Now it's kind of a pain to unhook them like that, so with this method, the theory is they'll bite down on it, the teeth will get stuck in the netting, then I'll just have to pull the netting out of there. The shower douche has a second function in that the remaining bits of it that I have can wipe off the Kool-Aid from my fingertips, or at least mostly.
Die.
Observing the species in the past, I've noted that they're more likely to come to shore or right off the shore around right after sunset, so around 9 p.m. to about 11:30. After that, they start moving back toward the center, though you'll see them lurking, one or two lurking around the shore all night.
Had something. Pulled the hot dog right out. And actually, since both rods were pulled down off of the rope at the same time, I misidentified which rod actually got hit. It's true the hot dog slipped out, but I think that actually happened when I was reeling it in. It just slid through the netting. The true culprit of what knocked both lines down was the far right line, and let's investigate that one. I know what happened. Bit right through. No leader. Mystery solved. I was wondering. So, both got bit at once. Part of me was thinking that I could get away with not using a leader because the theory was the teeth would go into the netting and not the line above it. That's a very foolish thing to do with braided line because the way these teeth are on this particular fish, well, it's going to tear through it like a hot knife through butter, which was exactly what happened here. So to finish off the night, I actually tied fluorocarbon leaders onto both lines, which is what I should have done to begin with. Let's talk a second about convenience. One thing about this riverfront park is that they do have a porta-john on site, and that's awesome. What's less awesome is that about 300 people used this just several days prior, and no one got around to, well, I'll spare you from the gory details, but I think it could be summed up in this image. I'm no expert on porta-john maintenance, but it's time for them to pump that thing out.
1 hour later.
Wow. That was close. So to recap, even though I did set up adequate traps, they kept eating around the hot dog and getting out of the net, and I did hook into it with a lure, and he managed to escape. These are very tricky fish to catch, and even though it is possible, hook him to them with lures, they'll go after them, hunt them, and they bottom feed like catfish as well. Getting through that snout is tricky. Very, very tricky. It was a fun effort tonight, but it just didn't work out. However, when the night is as calm and as beautiful as this, how can I be mad? So as this video is being posted, this should be going up Monday afternoon. I'll actually be heading out to a new location, which involves my girlfriend and I having our first vacation with each other since before the pandemic. So we're both well overdue for this. But stopped off at Ollie's, found another one of these. This is what is that? Lucky Craft USA series, made in Japan. It's actually the same lure that I caught my muskie on. They're pretty well made. Great little crankbaits, deep diving bill, cuts deep, and they have about 12 ball bearings in there, so they rattle like none other. So got one of those. Got another pack of the True Send soft baits that I really like. They're just little minnows. They're basically weedless. The hook hides in the dorsal fin, and they're just pre-done jig heads basically. Got a walleye spinner here, and I think that's pronounced K-stick, K-stack, something like that. This is another crankbait. It's a 1/2 ounce or so, big boy. So where are all these going?